youth group, it's not only about getting closer to God, it's also about having fun. We study the Bible, but we also play games and have fellowship times. We go on mission trips and retreats. These trips let us connect with all different types of people, and we get to show them God's love. Youth group has made me a better Christian.
Youth group, to me. For my youth group experience, I never really had a youth group, so when I first came here, it's a little bit awkward. I was 15, I'd never really experienced youth group, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I kind of just started, and I was just like, oh, I know what's going on, I don't know what's going on. So I get into the flow of things, and I mean, it's in and out, I'm enjoying myself, but it became a second home to me once I went to Resurrection the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool, this is awesome, and then I just started doing more stuff. I started participating in Mission Possible, I started participating in a mission trip, and youth group to me just became this awesome thing. It's this place where it's this place of security. I can have late night discussions about Downton Abbey if I want to, or I can discuss the question of homosexuality in the youth group, and it'd be perfectly fine. That's a wonderful thing. And my experiences have just been crazy, from Mission Possible, where we got lost at some point. We've been rock climbing, we told spooky stories one night, and scared probably the living. Oh, we might have scared some little kids, but it's okay. But it's just been a wonderful experience, and Resurrection has it's this wonderful time where we come together as a youth group with all these other churches and meet and just talk about our faith, and even afterwards, we just felt connected. It was this great experience of connectivity, and youth group still continues to be this great experience of just us being able to discuss God in a safe environment, but also this environment where we can share different views at the same time as being connected in one God. And that is what youth group is to me.
When I think back on my time in youth, a lot of the lessons and the truths that the Lord has taught me have all had a foundation in my knowledge of a specific verse, and that's Luke 15, 11 through 24, and it's one of the most famous parables that Jesus ever gives, and that's the parable of the prodigal son. I love this scripture for so many reasons, one of which is the way that it speaks about identity. In verse 19, as the son is walking home dejected and ashamed after what he's done, he plans an apology that he wants to give to his father. And this is what he decides to say. He decides to say, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you, and I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. But as we see in verse 21, he isn't able to say what he's planned, because the moment his father embraces him, he realizes that his identity is already set. He can't be a servant because he's already a son, and nothing he had done could change his identity as a sought-after child. The same is true for us. Our identity is already set, not in who we are, but in who our dad is. And our Father is the only one that has the privilege and the authority to define us and tell us who we are. And there is no sin in our life, past, present, or future, that has more power than the cross of Jesus Christ and what he's done for us. And that completes our identity as beloved children. You are not your sin, you're not your shame, you're not your job, you're not what you've done, you're not the labels that people put on you or your economic standpoint. You are only what your Father tells you you are. You're a beloved child of the Most High God, a royal priesthood, a city on a hill. You're a salt and you're a light, a chosen nation, and nothing else matters, because the only thing that matters is that he's running to you, and he's embracing you, and he's calling you, and he calls you blameless and pure and holy and righteous, and he calls you loved, and all of these amazing and wonderful adjectives. But besides all those things, what he calls you, the most important thing that he calls you, in verse 24, he says, you are mine. This is my child. And he's calling you, and he calls you, and he says, you're my daughter, you're my son, you're my child, and I love you. And that's the most amazing thing. This is who you are. You are loved by God. You're a child of God. You're a daughter of God. You're a son of God. And that's the only thing that has any say in anything that you do. And this realization of my identity has been one of the biggest and most fundamental things that I've learned in my time at youth.